Time to get muddy this morning. So I kind of dug a trench, more or less, last night. Probably need to dig a little bit more because I was doing this basically after dark, so I was kind of fumbling. But got that channel put together, so plan of attack today. Picked up some PVC as well as a bunch of couplings. So this guy's getting cut. We're gonna go up and over this one and then down the channel. Making quick progress of it. I'm losing my shade. Marine layer is gone, so now I'm just relying on the tree here, but that's gonna go away in about an hour or so. Anyway, made the connections right here, so 90-90, just kind of up and over this line right here and going all the way down. And then right here, because everything from here up was glued and set, I didn't want to ruin anything with having to make this turn 90 degrees this way, so I just kind of did a little turnaround with 3 elbows right here. So actually 3 lefts does make a right. So that's gonna sit right down in here, and then all we got to do is just connect this 90 with another coupler with the other pipe right there to make it a little longer, a 90, and we're golden. We have drip, but in the right place. Don't see anything there. Looks all nice and dry. Success. Yay. Now we gotta move on to the next part of this plumbing situation, is that this right here, this fitting leaks. So right now the ball valve is closed, but if I turn it on, you can see, yep, it's gonna start leaking right under there. I'm hoping that it's just the threads here and not that this ball valve is bad, although it looks pretty bad, but I'm hopeful that that's not it. It's this, that it's just threaded into a PVC and they didn't put any thread glue or anything like that. So got some replacements right here. So hopefully this will be a quick fix and I can knock this out. Just like that, new threads. And this ball valve was not dripping, so that's a good thing. So it was actually the threads. It threaded out too easily. So it could have been that I could have just used that, honestly, but this, and with the new pipe, much more secure. Thankfully this gap right here was just enough for a coupler. I can see what happened previously. I think there was a fix here, and that's why they have this little elbow, I think. But anyway, I was able to work off of it, thankfully, with some of the stuff that we had laying around. So let that dry, and hopefully no more leaks. Starting to get stuff buried this morning, but added a little bit more. So the fix that we did was up to here, and we want to add another drain right here because these pavers like to pool when it rains, and there's not really a good place for it to go. And the pooling kind of starts in this area, more or less. It's the highest point. So we're going to add another line here just kind of as some small drainage, just a little bit of something for the water to go over there to the lowest point to the actual drain over there. So I extended this trench all the way down, took out these pavers, and got some more PVC. So now we're ready to line that down and finally get this thing filled in, or at least started to fill in, because I have a feeling we're gonna have to be tamping it down quite a bit, because leveling all these pavers is gonna be real fun. Oh boy, are my arms dead. Not only was I digging trenches and filling them back in again, but this afternoon we actually found a bunch of stone. So our front yard renovation project, which is gonna happen in a few months, will involve a tiny little wall along the walkway to separate that and all the garden and the plants and everything. And so Caitlin actually found that someone on Facebook was offering this for free. And this is easily like 400 bucks worth of stone, and at least what we would have equivalently paid for the same kind of stone, which is great. We were able to find this for free, but at the same time, we had to do 3 separate trips in our little car to get it from the person's house to here. So yeah, my arms are dead. Not only that, but this stuff was sitting in a hedge or something for what looked like a very long time, because even though I've already vacuumed up a little bit of it, there are still cobwebs absolutely everywhere on this thing, and it is just disgusting. So before we get anything done with the front yard, these will have to be moved to the backyard temporarily so we can put the car back in here and also clean these things up, because there there are so many spiders and cobwebs and dirt and glue residue. All of this just needs to be cleaned up so we can repurpose it for the front yard. Well, I don't remember how we left the backyard last, and doesn't look like much has been done, but I promise it's getting together, just slowly. So this is all filled in, and I think it was by the end of last weekend. So since then, I have been periodically spraying this down with water and then tamping it to make sure that it's solid and that there's no pockets or anything like that underneath the piping, anything like that, any low spots, things like that. So now we're kind of getting to the point where it's time to level it, so it's as level as I can get it right now, and we'll have to make adjustments with each paver as they go down. Also, in preparation of that, I've cleaned off the bottom of the pavers right here, just sprayed them down because all of them had some degree of dirt or even concrete. I was actually finding that there was little bits of concrete that they just kind of dripped down here, and I don't know, as filler or just to make sure that the pavers stayed where they were. In either case, it was not very effective. So got all those sprayed, and so they're all level, so that way when we put them down, they'll be as level as possible, and so any adjustments that need to be made will just be made in the dirt underneath it. But I'm happy to report that there haven't been any other issues with the sprinkler system, so this has been running smoothly, and we're using 2 of these out of the 4 right now, but they're both on programs, so they come on every day or every other day, and it's been working pretty nicely. So the fruit trees and the native garden right here have been self-watered for about a week now, which is great. Thought I'd be further along with this and get it all wrapped up, but probably by the end of this weekend. So I got like, what, 5 pavers in here, and yeah, just a little bit more than a third of the way done. Losing my light here, and also it's a little tedious, even though I graded this thing as level as I could with the backside of the hoe right there. There was still a little wobble in some of these, so a lot of these actually had to get placed and then tested and then pulled back out and then refilled or moved and back, and times 3-4 times. So got all those down so that they're more or less level. I mean, they're not perfect, but this patio is not perfect at all. And so now, just as I lost my light, I filled in these cracks right here with some fill dirt, and I just misted everything down to kind of tamp that down, let it sit and rest in there a little bit so it actually kind of fills in. And then once we have all the pavers in here, then the whole patio will get paver sand, and that will help to fill in the rest of the cracks and seal everything, hopefully, from weeds. So looks like I'll continue this next week.